It's amazing.
Webb. Show.
It's Webby Pumpkin.
Webb. Show.
Oh my God.
Webb. Show.
Oh my God, Webby Pumpkin!
Webb. Show.
Do you know him?
Webb. Show.
He's cool.
Webb. Show.
You should follow.
Webb. Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Webb Show. This is season 4. Can you believe that? My name is Webby Pumpkin. I'm joined by my co-host Topaz. You see, because you do. That's his name and his gamer tag. He's really ingenuitive. It's great. And we are super excited to kick off a brand new year with you guys. We have some great things coming up in this episode. A little bit of changes as compared to what you would normally see in a Webb Show episode. And I think it's going to be really fun. So I'm really excited for you guys to see it. Today we got some things to talk about. First of all, being that we took a break from last year.
Yeah.
And in that amount of time, everything in gaming decided that it wanted to happen.
That's
right. Literally. So we're going to not go into full details because you guys probably already know, but we do want to touch on it a little bit. And on top of that, we're also going to talk about some more modern news, like the fact that PlayStation decided that they were going to make their own game awards, apparently, so that they could give their own game all the awards. It's a little petty, and I think it's pretty funny. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We have Pokemon with Guns coming out. At the time of this episode, it came out a week ago, so we'll probably have a better idea of what we think about that in the next episode together. But super excited about that. Unfortunately, there's also some bad news, and along the way, we just recently learned that Twitch it laid off 500 employees, which has made some content creators a little concerned about the whole thing, reasonably so. And so we're gonna talk a little bit about that, give some thoughts. But Dan Clancy, the current CEO of Twitch, he also did some things that I think are kind of cool in spite of that. Gonna talk a little bit about that. Some Xbox exclusive games are coming to other platforms. What is happening there? And to think last year, everybody was like crazy worried about Xbox gaining Microsoft gaining Activision Blizzard King because they weren't going to let any of the games go everywhere. And Microsoft's over here like, you get a car, you get a game. Like they're the Oprah of gaming systems right now. And then a little funny story about Walmart that I haven't fully told you about. And that's what's up for grabs in today's episode. It's going to be great. Guys, thank you so much for being here. As always, you can support by liking, commenting, subscribing over on YouTube. If you're listening to one of our audio only options, be sure to like and follow there. Rate the podcast 5 stars. And as well, if you're listening on YouTube, or if you're not listening on YouTube and you want to support a little bit more, we are YouTube partner. Let's go. Round of applause. Yay. So you can now become a member of the Pumpkin Patch on YouTube. What does that get you? Well, it gets you a lot of things. It gets you custom emotes inside of the chat and all the normal like streamer-ish things, but it also gets you a 30-minute bonus episode of the Webb Show every single week that's going to be going live at the same time this episode is live. You can only see it if you are that second tier of membership. It's only like $5 a month. If you want to give more, you can. If you want to give less, that's totally fine too. But $5 gets you an extra episode every single week, which is super exciting. We'd love to have you there. And then, of course, you can always, just watch us. That's the easiest way to support. Just tune in. Those views matter a lot. Comment, all that good stuff. You ready to get started?
Yeah.
Let's get started. All right, so first off today, like I said, my name's Webby. For anybody who's just now starting, this is Topaz. You see, Topaz, tell us a little small blurb about yourself. What if people are meeting you for the first time? What do they need to know about you? I put them on the spot with this. This is my fault.
Well, you've done it many a time, so I should feel ready.
Yeah.
But I'm never ready.
I'll go first. I stream everywhere, or basically right now. I'm not streaming here on YouTube because on-demand content there. I make my home on the Purple platform over on Twitch. However, starting at the time, or right now when we're recording, by the time you see this, I think I've decided that I'm going to also start co-streaming to Kick again because why not? Twitch allows it now, so you can watch me everywhere. I am live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday on those platforms, as well as the plan is a regular, proper YouTube video once a week, aiming for Tuesdays, every Tuesday here on YouTube, and the podcast, of course, every Thursday, ready for you guys for your morning commutes. It's going to be great. What about you, bro?
Let's see. Still a dad, still a husband, 2 kids.
Look at you. Staying with your partner. Let's go.
Coming up on 9 years, I think, March. So
Wow.
we'll be, I did say, I think, because I do think, I'll give you guys, we got married in 15, just do the math. Yeah, and we have 2 kittens still. They're growing and just some beautiful felines. My kids absolutely love them, and it's good to see my kids grow up with the cats and stuff. So
That's awesome. It's really cool to see. Well, when kids are kind to animals, it's really cool to see like the interaction.
Yeah.
It's sometimes funny when they're less kind to a point. Like there's obviously a we can't do that point, but kids and animals, man, they make me smile. It's really cool. It's really cool. All right, first thing up today. Let's catch up a little bit on everything that we missed since our last episode in 2023. First things first, we had the Game Awards, of course. That's going to be important because of what PlayStation did later in the episode. It was awesome. I felt the most prepared for a Game Awards I have ever felt in my entire life. Like, we voted in a bonus episode already that's already live on YouTube, and a lot of the things that I thought were going to win did. I think I don't even know the math, but I think I had like a 93% success rate, including my prediction. We'd streamed it live. I predicted that Baldur's Gate 3 was gonna take it home. That was gonna be Game of the Year. I had people like incredibly passionately telling me, no, it's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom. Like in the chat, it's like, no, Tears of the Kingdom. If it's not Tears of the Kingdom,
I was one of those Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, and I didn't say this in the stream, but when Tears of the Kingdom won, what was it, Adventure Game or Best Adventure Game? That is, the unspoken rule is that is kind of the second place for Game of the Year. And so when Tears of the Kingdom won that, and that's the only thing that Tears of the Kingdom won, I was like, oh, this is in the bag.
Disrespect.
The whole time, like, it's Baldur's Gate 3. And I wasn't even nervous about it until we were right up against it, and I was like, oh my gosh, is it going to be Baldur's Gate 3? And it was. So super, super excited about that. Baldur's Gate 3 is not the one that I voted for, but I knew it was going to win. And so I was happy about that. How did you feel about the Game Awards? Is it pretty much what you expected, or did you care much? I think this is your first time ever voting in it, right?
My first time watching it and voting in it. I don't want to say I didn't care much. I didn't care as much as you cared, but it was a cool experience. Kind of to get to watch and see like worldwide what's going on in the gaming world, and get a little input in it, vote a little bit, and makes me want to play a whole lot more games, because it's a lot of games on there that I did not know about before the Game Awards. So it's a cool experience.
We have an interesting, like, two sides of the same coin based on what you just said, because you saw it and was like, this is awesome. Like, I learned so much. There's all these things I want to experience. And for the first time this year, I went in feeling like I knew what was going on. Like, I hadn't played every game that was up for an award, but I had played most of them. I had completed some of them, and I had heard of just about all of them. The only things that I didn't really know were like esports teams. Yeah. Sorry, esports people. But I just didn't. I didn't know much about them. But you had some good guesses, though. Yeah, well, yeah. I think I got one of those right. But that really brought down my KD ratio for guessing. But no, I felt like just from researching for the podcast, being in the know and in the industry, I really felt like an industry expert this time around, and it was really cool. It was really cool to know everything that was happening, to be able to comment on it and give my 2 cents, even when I probably didn't need to have to give my 2 cents. It was just really cool. I was real grateful for the opportunity. All right, Wolverine leaks. Did you hear about that?
Nope, because I'm staying away from any and everything about Wolverine.
So everybody loves Insomniac, and basically, because it was like a ransomware attack where they were like, hey, we've hacked this stuff, Insomniac, and you're going to pay us this much money, or we're going to tell everybody. And I don't know if Insomniac actually paid or not, but I do know that it got leaked anyway. You can actually play an alpha version of the game right now if you download that. But everybody, even I've never seen this before, news reporters that are reporting on this, like the IGNs and the Verges and things like that, they are writing in it that they don't want to cover what the leak contains. Yeah. Because they're like, this is wrong. Like, you shouldn't do this. And I've never seen that. When GTA leaked, everybody was like, this is what's in the game. When everything else leaks is what's in the game. And the only thing I can think is because everybody loves Insomniac. Yeah. Like, they make good games. They don't lay people off they really didn't have any layoffs last year, for real. Like, it seems like a a reasonable, well put together company. And for that reason, and also a little bit because they made my favorite game of all time, they made Spyro. I'm also not going to cover the contents of those leaks. They're out there if you want to check it out. Shame on you, but they're out there if you want to. But I just thought that was worth mentioning that people are like, it happened, but we're not going to talk about it. It's just, I've never seen that before since I've been covering this. It's really cool. Lego Fortnite. What is Fortnite doing? Besides everything.
Conquering the world or trying to take over the world.
I legitimately think the only IPs that they don't have, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it seems like the only IPs that Fortnite doesn't have right now are Nintendo's. And I don't know if it ever happened, but wouldn't it be crazy if we saw like Mario in Fortnite this year?
Yeah.
Or even if it's not like Mario's the main mascot, so maybe not him, but what if we saw like a Zelda?
That do spark a
or
question
Link?
though.
Okay.
If we saw that, what size would they go with? Like, is it going to be a short character, or is it going to be like a regular size character that looks like Mario?
I think they will. I think they'll do some stuff with the shading to make him feel shorter, but the hitbox will be the same. Because that's kind of what they did with like Groot. When they did Groot, his hitbox is technically the same as like all the other characters, but because of the way they like did the art style where he's like really stretched and he has a shorter torso than his legs, even though his height's the same, this was smaller. Yeah, it gave him the appearance of looking taller. So I think they'll try to make him look kind of short and squatty. But also, you saw what they did with Peter Griffin. He don't look nothing like he's supposed to look.
Well, there's that one episode where he was buff like that. So that's definitely what they went for.
I definitely saw the preview where like Meowskulls comes up and he gives him like the out of date like slurp and everything, and he's like, "Yeah, how to get buff in 28 seconds or whatever."
He did it.
Man,
you should find that episode. It's pretty funny.
So who knows? For that reason, they might do something totally different. I don't know if Mario would even be the one, because that is like Nintendo's bread and butter. They don't play with Mario.
Right.
But they let Ubisoft make a game with Mario. Because, Mario plus Rabbids is not a Nintendo game. It's an Ubisoft game. And I feel like there's another company. Oh, they did it with Zelda. They let Capcom make Zelda games. Like, they've done that. And then there's also Cadence of Hyrule, which is like another type of thing like that. So it's not unheard of for them to maybe let a company like Epic do something with one of the IPs. And I think that would be crazy. It literally, Fortnite is becoming. Have you ever seen Ready Player One?
Yeah.
You know how it was like a world where all these IPs basically came together and you could be chilling in different avatars from all different stuff, and it was like the hub world?
Yeah.
That's Fortnite. That's what Fortnite's becoming. It's the cool hub world for everything. I'm ready for Fortnite VR. You can play instruments in it now with Fortnite Festival, which I love. Guitar Hero. So that was really cool. You can race in it. You can do a survival game because of Fortnite Lego, and then of course you've got your regular battle royale shooters, and then you have the regular like crafting shooter like Save the World campaign that just always has been with it. It's the place. They're doing things, man. Watch them. Like they're doing
real
things.
Quick back to
oh yeah, go ahead, Mario.
Back to Mario on Fortnite. Can you imagine like Yoshi being like a velociraptor?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that would be it. You'd ride Yoshis.
I would ride Yoshis.
Oh my gosh! And the eggs are like bombs or something, or grenades. Like you can leave because they already have like the Easter egg launcher. So basically, just same concept. Just his eggs explode or whatever, or maybe you crack them open and there's weapons in them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
That'd be crazy.
I'd be so that. Don't you know that would strike fear into people's face or into their heart whenever they are there? Storms coming up and out of the backside of their head, they hear boom. They know that their untimely demise is coming. I don't know if it'll happen, but I think that's the only thing left because they have everything, man.
Yeah.
And then also, the Steam Deck released an OLED model. There's some a little bit of like evidence that the OLED display in the Steam Deck OLED is the same OLED display that is in the Switch OLED, like dimension-wise and connector and everything.
I mean, I watched a comparison video, and it looked about the same.
Well, I saw a teardown and like model numbers and like the way that it exhibits, like the display exhibits or encodes or whatever the right word is the same as the Switch.
Wow.
The thing is, the Switch doesn't have nearly the power behind it as the Steam Deck does. And so through the Steam Deck, we're getting, I think it's it's either 90 or 95, 90 refresh rate or hertz. So 90 FPS, which is great. It is, I think it's still an 800 display. I think that they kept the same resolution. But better battery life. Like they said, they marketed it as if it was just the OLED upgrade. But it's got better battery life. It has more RAM. It's just all around a better device.
Is it just 1 terabyte?
They did change them around a little bit. The only standard like LCD version of it is the lowest tier now, and that isn't the old lowest tier. The old lowest tier was like $400 or something. And it came with 64 gigs, and now the lowest tier is what used to be the middle. So you get like 150, I think, or something, gigabytes SSD, and then an LCD display, which is still a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And then I think it's that's still like $400, and then you bump it up $100 and something, and you get that same storage space, but with the OLED model. And so if you're really looking at one, it's kind of probably worth the $100 upgrade.
Yeah.
Because you're getting more. It wasn't to me with the Switch, because the Switch was literally just a screen, nothing else changed. But it definitely is with the OLED. There's some real power. You have anything else to add on any of that?
No.
That's it. That's everything we missed in a nutshell for you guys. You're listening to The Webb Show. The main meat and potato of this first segment I want to get to is PlayStation making their own version of the Game Awards. Primarily because they really wanted Marvel Spider-Man to win something, and it didn't win anything at the real Game Awards. So it's the PlayStation 5 PlayStation Game Award, I think. And they did, I don't forget how they named it. They did do something that I thought was cool. They used their trophy model. So Platinum is like the winner, and then there's basically a second, third, and fourth place for every category. Almost all of them are given to Spider-Man, and all the ones that Spider-Man won, Baldur's Gate 3 got second place.
Yes.
It's so ridiculous. There were a couple, like best multiplayer game on PS5 went to Baldur's Gate 3 because Spider-Man doesn't have any multiplayer.
Right.
But I found out about this because of a meme. I placed it in the Discord. You probably saw it, where it was literally like Spider-Man won Game of the Year and the PlayStation Game of the Year, and the other person in the meme was like, you know that doesn't count, right? And they're like, boom, yes it does. Like, what are they thinking? What's your hot take? Because I've talked a little bit about it on stream. Mine's a lukewarm take now. What's yours?
Man, I think it was, I don't know, it was needed to happen because there was a bunch of disappointments, I think.
What?
Because
are you on PlayStation's side right now?
Yeah, because I'm a PlayStation guy. Come on
No.
now. I think it was beautiful.
I think it is the most.
And you did it. And it was just for them, I think. You know.
It was just for them. For them to give their own game
and
all
they
the
got
awards.
the money, so come on, just do it. You got the money.
It is the most petty, ridiculous thing. That is the equivalent of the soccer
beautiful.
mom who has the little baby that doesn't actually really try and doesn't win the award. So she says, "It's all right, honey," and she spends $300 and she rents the community center. And she said, "We're gonna have a party just for you, little Timmy."
Hey,
that's what happened.
If you got it, do it.
Ridicule.
However, Spider-Man was an amazing game.
It was. It was. It didn't do the things to really push the bounds and to push gaming forward like other things did. Now, don't get me wrong. I personally, this is a big thing for me to say, and I'm probably going to get a little bit of hate for it. That's okay. Engagement. Comment your hate. Personally, I think Spider-Man 2 was a better game than Tears of the Kingdom. And I think that that's a fair comparison because they were both sequels to incredible games. But because they were sequels, they lose a little bit for the innovation. They really just perfected on or worked on something that already worked. So it's not really a new thing. That's fine. It's a sequel. It's not supposed to be. If it were a completely different experience, I'd probably not like it. But when you look at the two comparisons, they really did some stuff. Like you can feel, not just see, you can feel a tangible improvement in how fast you swing, like your momentum, the reactivity of the controller. aside from just the fact that the DualSense controller actually does more things than the PS4 controller, you can feel why this game needed to be on PS5. And you can feel the difference in combat, in menus, and speed, and loading times between the PS4 game and the PS5 game.
Right.
On the contrary, Tears of the Kingdom, while a great game, it is Breath of the Wild without your old mechanics and with 2 additional layers. You have a basement and you have an attic. And those are great. The game was great. I love the building mechanic. I think it's awesome. That's its bread and butter is those abilities. They're really cool. And that like hacky ascend ability and things like that. Like it's awesome. But outside of that, it was kind of the same game. Like Breath of the Wild, go around, divine beasts, get help. What do you do in Tears of the Kingdom? You go around to the temples. You get spirit warriors that are your divine beasts that help you fight the Ganon, the big bad at the end. If you don't do that in Breath of the Wild, then what happens is when you get to the castle, you have to fight all 4 of the blights, and then you fight Ganon, and he doesn't get pulled to halfway either because of the divine beast. But if you do, then you skip all that, and then you get a halfway start. If you don't do all the spirits with Tears of the Kingdom, then you have to fight all of those big temple monsters before you can actually go in and face Ganon, and you don't get any assistance from the spirit warriors or anything. They're the same game.
Yeah,
You take an issue with that, don't you?
No, I think the same for Spider-Man though. They were the same game as well. It was just more to it.
Okay. Yes, but
And I wouldn't compare those 2 games because they're different
different genres
entirely. And like, what can you do with a Nintendo Switch game right now?
Right now, you can put it on your shelf and remember how much fun you had 3 years ago.
I mean, like as far as what they did
Yeah.
with the PlayStation 5 and all the different or
They had the
nice
hardware.
specs and stuff.
And that's not, I mean, it's hard when you're talking about Zelda because Zelda is
Zelda
a
is
Nintendo
stuck.
game. Well, Zelda is a Nintendo game,
Yeah.
and then in this case, it is Nintendo's fault. Like I wouldn't slight a third-party developer developing for the Switch. Like Hogwarts Legacy isn't as good on that. Mortal Kombat 1 looks like doo-doo on the Switch.
Yeah.
Kudos for them to getting it on the Switch, but I can't be upset with the developers. I'm actually praising them because they got it to work on the Switch.
Yeah.
But in the case of Zelda, that's a Nintendo game. Nintendo, like, I think we might see an announcement this year for like a Switch 2 or whatever it is, which meant that they could have waited one more year on Zelda and possibly launched a new Switch with that game, and it could have been more.
Yeah.
They didn't, money, but whatever. And when maybe that's not in the plan at all. Maybe they wanted this, and there's going to be another new Zelda for the new system. Because what's his name? The guy who directed and is over Zelda right now. Maybe it'll come to me at some point. He's actually already going on record in 2023 of saying that version of Zelda, like the Breath of the Wild version of Zelda, is done. They're not going to revisit it again.
Yeah.
So that means I don't think they're done with the IP. And that just means that we're going to see a very different type of Zelda next time. And I think it has to be better. They really, really did something with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild was innovative.
And that's why I think Tears of the Kingdom, they had to, because of course they had more story to tell. And so many people love Breath of the Wild. So a continuation of that, but give us a little more spin to it with the depths and with the sky islands and with the diving and all that good stuff. And then just so much more collectibles for people who love collecting stuff and upgrading stuff. And I feel like they did what they had to do for it, being that we don't have a new Switch and da-da-da. So hopefully something
they were definitely limited by the hardware, no doubt.
happens soon.
I think it will be. My prediction. Let's see if I'm good at predicting. I don't know if it'll be a release or an announcement. It'll be one or the two. I'm not gonna be that specific with my prediction, but I think holiday 2024 is when we see whatever happens. So if we get an announcement sooner, like in March, if we have a direct and we get an announcement, I'm gonna be excited about it, and I'm gonna say, all right, it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't come out this year, Nintendo's just dragging their feet. So, oh well. PlayStation, congratulations on your self-imposed victory and the rented community center. I'm happy for you.
Elmo wants to know, how many fingers does it take to press the subscribe button? Do you know?
Okay, so by the time that the audience hears this segment of the show, this game that we're about to talk about will have already come out. We'll already have opinions. And so this is going to be a time capsule for what we think about Pokemon with Guns, Pal World, that is releasing on the 19th. So this is the 25th. So last Friday, it came out. I'm excited about it. What do you think?
I'm excited about it too. I don't know.
You're a Pokemon guy and a Digimon guy.
Oh man.
Are you a Palmon guy?
We'll see. We'll see. I think it could be like what Pokemon is missing, you know? It could be that.
Yeah,
but then
like stable frame rates and
we'll see though.
Community support, functioning multiplayer. Wait, you meant other things, didn't you? I'm so cynical when it comes to Pokemon. Pokemon really disappointed me with Scarlet and Violet for two reasons. That game was a $60 game. That's a full price game, and it was the least running game that I played on the Switch all year.
Yeah.
You can't give me a Tears of the Kingdom and then give me a Pokemon Violet and expect me to think these are comparable experiences.
Right. I need to look at my hours of play because I did play more, you know.
Yeah.
Of course I have to complete the game. Well,
and it's better
not
now.
complete the game. Yeah, there's more added to it, and it's pretty cool.
And some bug fixes. That's the main
and
thing.
some fixes, but like completing that Pokédex is like you got to be playing that game to do it the right way. Complete the Pokédex the right way. You have to play it and play it and play it. But I, of course, still haven't completed all three of those Pokédex. Actually, no, I've completed the first one, yes, but the two expansion passes I haven't completed. But I did put some hours in the game, I would say. Just like I would put hours in like Arceus, or
that was a good Pokemon game.
Sword and Shield.
I think that was a good Pokemon game. Truthfully, I enjoyed Sword and Shield. Hot take. Okay, you ready for my controversial Pokemon Switch game take?
Come on.
The best Pokemon game that we have on the Switch.
It's a remake.
It is a remake, and it's not everyone's favorite, but it's my favorite. And it's fine if you don't like this game, but objectively, this is the best one. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. You don't agree, do you?
No. It was a good game. It was a really good game.
Yeah. The only naysayers can say that they don't like the catching mechanic. I understand that that's different and that they changed it, but if you remove your preference out of it and just think about how stable and well playing and functional the game was and how good it looked, that's the best game on the whole system.
Yeah.
I really think so, because Scarlet and Violet was really glitchy, and then Sword looked okay, but they went for an art style that the Switch just really wasn't ready for at that time yet. And then Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, a good remake, but I don't like that cheapy squish thing. It felt like the other game, just up-res, kind of like they did with Link's Awakening. Good game.
I had a different experience because I didn't play the other game.
Okay.
So I kind of enjoyed that because it was what I played for the first time.
Yeah, it was my first Pokemon game on the Switch, but I had played Pearl before on DS.
Yeah.
And it played like that because it's a Pokemon Yellow remake. But Pokemon Go was huge. I was loving Pokemon Go at the time, so I actually really liked the catching mechanic. Two things about the game that I loved that I hadn't seen before: overworld Pokemon, so I could see what I was going to fight or catch, and then the catching mechanic. I didn't have to battle every time. I loved it. And it looked good, and it was 2-player sort of. It's a good game.
Back on Power World.
Oh yeah, back on Power World. Pokemon with pew-pews.
With guns. Like kind of the Arceus, however you say it, catching
Mechanic. Yeah, where you just throw it out and hit.
Yeah, it's
Love
I was
that.
like, oh, that's something that was really good, and it's in Power World. It's different. They're little different balls. I don't know what they have. Little orbs, little
I was going to
capture
ask if you'd
things.
seen them. Like, it's like a little crystal ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see see that, and then like just you're able to create a Pokemon with, a pal
A pal.
with different pals and kind of create some. It's gonna be pretty good. I would say it's gonna be a grinding game though.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it because they are doing something. It's a little uncanny valley, but they're doing something with PAL that I'm surprised.
With the guns?
No, like that is different, but you'll probably agree with me when I get to it. They're doing something with PAL that I'm surprised they're getting away with. And yeah, the guns, but they can do whatever they want. If you can have Fortnite, you can have PAL. It's its own game. But these PALs look a lot like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, there's like I don't know his name, but there is, on the cover of everything, there's an Electabuzz.
Definitely.
And I think I can't believe they're getting away with that, but I think that is going to set this game aside like Temtem or other Pocket Monster type games, because it feels, to me, the thing that's making me excited about it is I think it's going to be supported well. I'm excited about trying it, and it feels similar enough to Pokemon that it's rubbing up against that nostalgia pocket. And I think if the game doesn't absolutely just flop, like they did a terrible job developing it, I think it's going to be a hit. I don't think it's going to be as big as Pokemon. It's not going to have like the animes and the things like that.
Shucks, I feel like it's going to be a thing that's going to make Pokemon step their game up,
Competition makes way better
definitely.
product.
It's going to be good.
And yeah, even if I don't like the story of it, if for no other reason than what you just said, I'm glad that it's going to exist.
Yeah.
Because I want a good Pokemon game. But I'm excited about this because it also is multiplayer. Like, from what I'm understanding, it's not multiplayer like old school Pokemon where you just battle, but it's also not multiplayer like new school Pokemon where you're in each other's worlds, but you're kind of doing your own thing.
Is that going to be beta?
I don't think. I think this is the actual release.
Okay. Well,
No, it's early access. You're right. It is early access.
Okay. So there's going to be some figuring out glitches and all kind of stuff.
Probably. I'll be happy as long as they don't do what Coral Island did, and whenever the real release happens, I lose all my pals.
Dude.
But I'm excited about
gosh.
it. What are you getting? So you're obviously playing Pal World, right? You're going to play Pal World?
Yes.
What are you playing it on?
I think I'm going to go stick with PC.
Well,
Game Pass.
gotcha. Okay. I was about to say PC and Xbox are the only way to play it right now, but you can either play it like through the Xbox app on PC and the actual Xbox, or you can play it through the Steam. But it's on Game Pass, and that's not enough to make me get it there. I did a tweet asking people where they were going to play it because they're not going to be cross-platform. So if you commit to one, you can't play with Steam players yet. That's going to come later down the road. And so I'm trying to make sure that me and all my friends that are actually going to play it, we're all playing
able
the
to
same
play
thing.
it together.
Yeah, so right now, like, Whittier's playing it on Xbox.
Okay.
Your Xbox, I'm Xbox. I don't think you know Huggy, but Huggy Bear Gaming is also playing it on Xbox. Those are the only responses I've gotten. And I think I want to do it on Xbox anyway because then I can play it on my computer. But I then have the option to throw it on my Xbox in the living room if I want.
Yeah.
And the saves will transfer. So, cool. Let's play together because it's supposed to be like actual co-op. Like we should be able to actually work towards our objectives together
From our own room.
in our own instance.
Love
and I'm excited about that. It's very Pokemon. It's very
Which is like Palia.
Palia is a good example. I feel like it's Palia with Pokemon because it is an open world like server type thing. So you can you'll see people and you'll build and craft and grow and all those little things.
Yeah.
It might be more than I'm willing to do, but if we can work together, like if it's a Minecraft-esque and one of us can farm and one of us can fight and we can do this together, it's going to make it feel a lot less daunting for me.
I can't believe that's coming out next week. Or yeah.
Well, at the time of recording, it came out last week.
Or
time of listening, airing, whatever the word is. Yes.
Can't believe it's here.
It's here. I'm excited for this time capsule to be recognized. So. Hey, one more thing real quick. Before you were the world's best podcast co-host, you did a different job. Do you want to tell everybody what that was?
We're talking about Wally World.
Yep. Mr. Walmart expert. And I know you enjoyed your time there, but...
All 7 years and 6 months.
I recently learned, and there's not a whole lot of like articles or anything covering this, but I thought this was so crazy. I only know about it because of a tweet. But Eli Art tweeted this, and the tweet says, "Someone installed OBS onto a Walmart laptop and has been streaming that Walmart without being caught for the past 10 hours." And then there's the screenshot of it, and it's the Walmart aisle for 10 hours straight on Twitch. They made their own account on Twitch. It's called Walmart, and it's the Walmart store number.
That's horrible.
And then it's just been going. People were walking by. It created a cult following. There is a playlist of all the songs that came on at the Walmart that you can listen to on Spotify right now, as well as a fan-made Discord where people would talk about different carts. When someone would hear a cart or something, the chat would erupt and be like, cart, there's a cart. And it went on for 10 hours. The account apparently violated Twitch's terms of service.
Oh my god!
So that account no longer existed. But I didn't tell you any of that info because I want you to picture being at work and there's just the computers lined up over there, and one of them just going for 10 hours.
The Walmart I worked at would definitely be shut down if that was the case. I would be like, yes, hallelujah. No,
Man,
that's crazy. Like,
I thought it was awesome.
I can't imagine because was that electronics?
Yeah.
That's like the home base, like where most of the back rooms, everybody go through electronics to get to the back.
Yeah.
And break time and all that. So everybody passes through electronic in most Walmarts, I would say. So it's a lot of
more than carts were heard on that podcast or on that stream.
That's really,
Yeah.
oh my god.
What it showed me, and I don't know if this is the case for all Walmarts, but what it showed me is that they don't check the computers before they leave their shift or do anything. I think Best Buy, they make sure nothing weird's been installed and they wipe the computers every so often.
Yeah, I've never
Not a thing.
Never have I ever known never known that to be somebody's requirement to check computers or check TVs or check monitors and all that kind of stuff to see if anything has happened to it.
Yeah.
I
didn't even know.
When you clock out, it's time to go. That's not even on requirements for it. So that's crazy.
I didn't even know these computers were connected to the internet.
Now I know they are definitely connected, in the TVs and the Bluetooth, some of the speakers. Of course, you can connect to it just to, get a feel for it.
That all feels localized. This was connected to the wide open web. For example, the speakers you test, they just have to have their Bluetooth on, really, and for you to connect or to cast to. Even if the Wi-Fi is on, if I cast Spotify from my phone to that speaker, I don't even have to have the internet in between those two connections. This was getting out into the world. And so it makes me think, unless they really are always connected and you can shed some light on that, it makes me think it was an inside job. Someone knew the Wi-Fi password for because obviously the store has internet. They had the Wi-Fi password or whatnot for the store. And so they added that to it, put OBS on, and then an employee did this. But yeah, I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I thought that was funny. I thought it was real funny.
It's scary what you can do now.
Just have to be observant of the world.
We're in the comment section now. We're in the comment section now. We're in the comment section now.
Here are the comments. Guys, this is the comment section, and because this is our first episode, well, we don't have any comments. Do you have a comment about our lack of comments?
Yes. Get your comments on that.
But basically what this is an opportunity for us to engage with you. We're going to read comments from last week's episode here on YouTube, as well as comments across Spotify and other audio-only versions of the podcast. We want to hear your thoughts. Tell us if you agreed with us. Tell us if you disagreed with us. Tell us if you think I have the most fly hat you've ever seen in your life. I do. You can drop an emoji if that's all you can think of. What kind of comments do you want to see?
I was thinking you were going to say something about your hat being that it's the year of the dragon.
It is. Comment Year of the Dragon. It is the Year of the Dragon 2024. Spyro, baby. We're going to be playing Spyro on stream this year. It's going to be great. So that's what this section is for. We can't wait to engage with you guys. And then if we start getting a just massive amount, we'll start picking out some of our favorite comments to share with all of you guys. Really looking forward to that. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Otherwise, that'll do it for this episode, Mr. Topaz. Thank you so much for being a part as well.
Well, thank you, Webb.
Immediately, once you guys are done watching this, you can check out the bonus episode here on YouTube, youtube.com/@WebbyPumpkin. Would love to see you there. Members only. We got a bonus episode that's about to happen right now. It's already out. And then next week, guess what? If you spend your $5 next week, you can have 2 bonus episodes.
Oh.
It's like an investment. Like you can get in now and be there and support us along the way. Or if you come in a little bit late, well, you can binge. It's like the best.
Yeah.
We are Netflix podcasting. It's great. Would love for you guys to be there. Exclusive, only heard in the bonus episode for you guys. Thank you so much for the love and support. You can also like, comment, subscribe to support. You can follow, rate us 5 stars on those audio platforms if you wouldn't mind. That helps us out an absolute ton. But the thing that helps us out the most is just being here and watching and engaging. So thank you for being here, and I really, really appreciate it. And last year, at the end of every podcast, you always said something. What was it?
Webb's out.
See you guys in the bonus.
I want to tell you a story about a time when you watched Webby, like on the Webb Show. Your favorite podcast near and far here on the Webb Show. You listen in your car. You love the Webb Show. You love the Webb Show with Webby.